Hello students, welcome to Smarter Engineer. Today our topic is keyframing and twinning. In our last lecture, we have read about morphing, another animation technique, and now today we will discuss about keyframing and another animation technique, that is twinning. So before starting, just remind some questions in your mind that what is animation? What is computer based animation? I have already discussed that animation is nothing but an illusion of motion of some pictures. It actually fooled your eyes so that the images are moving. Actually, the images are changing its position continuously with respect to time so that it fooled your eyes. We can use animation in entertainment industry, video games, education purpose, etc. And I will also remember you the morphing later, but first you have to know about what is keyframing and then twinning. So what is the definition of keyframing, how can we use it, what is the relation with twinning, what is twinning, and most important, what is the difference between morphing and twinning. And also, as my previous lecture series, I will try to give an example, practical example of video, how twinning can be done. Clear? Now, what is keyframing? A keyframe is a location on a timeline which marks the beginning or end of a transition of an object. Now, what does that mean actually? In traditional animation, we had animators or experts draw the most important frames or keyframes, which define the frame where the course of action of the object changes. What is course of action? Suppose there is a motion of a man, or a batsman is batting and take a good shot as cover drive. Then the motion of his bat or motion of the ball that is coming to on bat, then rebound to the boundary, etc. So this each frame must be drawn by experts or animators in previous days, but nowadays we can use software, Flash or something like that. We can use software and we can take the frames. So what is keyframe? Keyframe is a location on a timeline, or you can say the beginning and end of an animation, because the beginning frame and end frame, that is from where the animation is starting and what we want to get as output, what is our result, that is the last frame. So this first and second, you can also see in the example or picture here that this is our first frame and there is a box inside the frame and the box is in motion, and at last this is my second keyframe, that is the box's final position of the box is here, from here to there. So these two are the first frame and second frame. Clear? So this is an example of keyframing. That is first keyframe and second keyframe, you can see. Actually, keyframe holds the special information that defines where a transition should start or stop. The total path actually shows the transition or animation, but where it should start and where it should stop is decided by keyframe. Clear or not? Any question? Simply put, the beginning keyframe, okay, at the object is right now, and ending keyframe is where you want to stop. position of the frame in time which measures by the keyframe. That means the position of the frame must be with respect to time to keep a balance with keyframe. Otherwise, the animation could get disbalanced. Keyframe is important because the keyframe contains the necessary information about where a transition should begin and where it should stop. Actually, it holds necessary information. In this frame, there is a necessary information that where should it start, where is the box, this is the position of the box, this is necessary, important. And then if we don't know this position of the box, then we can't move it to here, and then we can't get the result. That's why this is very much important. And if this is not important, then how can we get the result? This is our result, so this is also an important. So these two are the keyframe. Clear or not? Just think why these two frames are important, and that's why these are called keyframe. Yes or no? So keyframing, what is keyframing? Keyframe is the location of timeline where actually the beginning and end, which actually denotes the beginning and end of the transition, and that holds the necessary information about the animation. That's why this is important. That's it. Now comes to the next part, that is twinning. Twinning is an animation technique, obviously. Twinning is the process of generating intermediate frames. What is that? Suppose this is my first frame and this is my second frame or last frame, right? So what about the intermediate frames? We have to draw these intermediate 2 frames also, or maybe there are some more frames in between this. Look, I have used a term in between. Actually, from this in between words, the twinning words comes out. From in between to twinning. Twinning word came from in between. So twinning is the process of generating intermediate frames between 2 images called keyframe. Suppose you can see that's the first keyframe, second keyframe, and in between frames are drawn. So this is called twinning. So drawing the in between frames between 2 keyframes is termed as twinning. Clear or not? If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section below, or you can mail me, something like that. Why we use twinning? Twinning actually determines the smoothness and quality of the motion. How smooth your motion should be, your motion should look like. If we draw more in between frames, between 2 key frames, then there is a high chance of probability, there is a high probability that we can get a smooth quality of motion, smooth motion. If we don't draw, then we can get a rough motion. So smoothness and quality of the motion depends on this twinning. So twinning is very, very much important for animation and also for your semester exam, obviously. The total number of intermediate frame which generates by the twinning, which is determine the smoothness or quality of the motion, and this together with the frame rate on consideration determines the duration of the playback. It also actually helps, or also actually helps to measure the duration of the playback, for how much time we can play back the video or animation. It actually depends on this twinning. So the intermediate frames between the key frames are drawn by the assistant animator. Yeah, obviously, this is done by assistant animator. This process of generation in between frames by interpolation, actually this process is called interpolation. To draw these intermediate frames is also called interpolation, is termed as twinning. Nowadays, graphic softwares of digital computers do this task of twinning if two keyframes are drawn. So nowadays, we don't need to draw by hand the intermediate keyframe. We can just give the first and last or first and second keyframe, then in between frames will generate by the software. We don't need to do anything. Clear? Okay, so is there any question between keyframe and twinning? If no, then please remember our previous lecture series, that is morphing. What is morphing? Type of morphing, why we need morphing. Or you can pause your video here or go to my previous video, open another tab on your browser, YouTube, and then just remember this lecture, what is morphing. Because we are now discussing the difference between morphing and twinning. Difference between morphing and twinning, very important question. First point, morphing is called motion twinning. Another name of morphing is also, we can say, motion twinning, and twinning is called shape twinning. Another name of twinning is shape twinning. Or somebody say that twinning has two parts, one is motion twinning, one is shape twinning. And somebody say that morphing is called motion twinning and twinning is called shape twinning. Number 2, morphing refers to the procedure where one face changes into totally different face in a smooth manner. In our previous lecture series, we have saw that morphing refers to the procedure where one face changes into totally different face. We had example of Bush or Obama, like that kind of example. Yes or no? But in case of twinning, enables graphic designer to allow for changes in animated character and also its size, color, location. I will try to show this in a video example, otherwise you can't understand. Actually, twinning does the shape changing, color, shape, etc., and morphing actually does the motion changing. This is actually two different things: motion twinning, shape twinning. And number 3, motion twinning operates on group of object, but shape twinning operates on that can be edited. The object only can be edited, shape twinning only works on this. Next point, morphing works with symbol only, but twinning works with shape only. Number 5, motion twin frame color is blue on timeline. Whenever we are using in software, then the timeline is blue in case of motion twinning or morphing. But in case of shape twinning or twinning, the color is green. This is the difference. And the last point, but not the least, this is the actual definition between morphing and twinning. That process in which source image is gradually distorted and vanished, producing target image. But in case of twinning, technique to produce in between frames so that one image transforms gradually into slightly different form, not a different image, but a different form. Suppose a square to rectangular form, but not like that, a rabbit to dinosaur. That should be done using morphing or motion twinning, but not shape twinning. Clear? Am I clear? This is very much important point. So this is all about morphing and twinning. Difference between, very important question, difference between morphing and twinning. There are 6 points. You can get this question in your semester exam as 5 marks question also. So this is all about keyframing and twinning, and also the difference between morphing and twinning. What is keyframe? How can you use it? What is twinning? Why this is called shape twinning? Why morphing is called motion twinning? We have discussed this all. And if you have any query, any question, please feel free to ask me in the comment section below. And if you like the video, please share with your friends and press the bell notification on to get the instant update. Thank you. And before going, please watch the video regarding twinning, that is shape twinning and motion twinning. Thank you.
As in the previous video, we were discussing about motion tween, where the object was changing its position. It was moving there. Now in this video, we are going to discuss about changing of the shape of an object. To explain the concept, I'm going to start with a rectangle. I'm drawing a rectangle on the stage. The next step is to insert a keyframe on the stage. The shortcut to insert a keyframe is F6. I'll select a frame and press F6, hence a keyframe is inserted. The next step is to insert a blank keyframe on the stage. We need to insert a blank keyframe in between the first and the second keyframes that we have inserted. I'll select any frame which is in between and I'll press F7. That's the shortcut to insert a blank keyframe. When we insert a blank keyframe, the stage goes blank, and in this moment we are supposed to insert another object. I'm drawing a circle there, and to give a better effect, we can change the color of the circle also. Initially, the fill color was red, and this time I'm choosing blue. I'll draw a blue circle on the stage. Now, this is the basic concept of the shape twinning, where in the first keyframe we should have a rectangle, or basically any other shape. We should have the same shape in the third keyframe also. So we should have first and third keyframe, there should be the same object, and the keyframe which is inserted at the middle, we should have a different object. We need to select any frame between the first and the second keyframe. When I click on any frame, the frame is selected. Then we need to choose shape option from the tween menu in the property inspector. If you don't get to see the properties inspector in the flash window, you can press the shortcut Ctrl plus F3, or you can choose the option in the window menu, the properties option. This will insert the properties inspector. Now since the properties are there, okay, it has been minimized now. We have to repeat the same step for the other frames also. In between the second and the third keyframe, we need to select the frame, and we'll choose again the shape option in the tween menu. So the shape should look like this. It means that the shape tweening has been completed. We need to press Ctrl plus Enter to see the final output. I'm pressing the shortcut Ctrl plus Enter. So this is how the shape tweening happens. The circle is becoming the rectangle, then again the circle, and so on. And it is giving us a good effect of color changing also, since we changed the color when we were drawing another shape there. So in the next videos, we will discuss about twinning with text also. Please stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Hi everyone, this is Shilpreet. I hope you all are doing good. In this video, we'll be having a discussion on motion guide tween animation. In this method, the object which has to be moved, it moves to a certain path. That path could be a line, a shape, or any curve that we draw on the stage. Now to start with that, I'm going to take a simple example. I'm just drawing a shape on the stage, and to do the next step, we need to insert the guide layer on the stage. We have an option, add motion guide in the timeline. When we click on that option, a guide layer is inserted. This layer is called as the guide layer, and we need to draw the path in the guide layer. The path could be drawn with the help of a pencil, pen, brush, or any shape could be inserted here. And the object which has to be moved, it has to be kept separate on another layer. On the layer 1 we are having this ball, this shape, and in the guide layer we'll be drawing the path. I'm using the pen tool to draw the path. This is just a random curve that I'm drawing, and this object that we have kept here, it is going to follow this particular path to move throughout the stage. Now for the first keyframe, the position of the ball could be kept here. Since we just want that this ball would be moving from this position to this position, following this entire path the way it is. Now for the first keyframe, the position is held here, we have just kept it here, and we can insert another keyframe anywhere on any frame. Select any frame and press F6. That's the shortcut to insert a keyframe. A keyframe is inserted, and for the other layer also we need to press F6. Now for this particular keyframe, we need to keep the position of the ball here at the end of the curve. So basically we assume that this ball is going to follow this particular path on the stage. Now the next step is to select all the frames between the first and the second keyframe. We will select all the frames by dragging the mouse over the cells over here between the first and the second keyframe. When all the cells are selected, all the frames are selected, right click and choose the option Create Motion Tween. When we do that, the ball is going to follow the entire path which is kept here. Control plus enter is the shortcut to get the output. When we press the shortcut, we can observe that the ball is following this particular path. Now I have created another example. This option is right here.